obviously you train to fight the best. So I'm training at the minute to fight Islam Makhachev, but he mightn't even be the champion by the time I get there. So we're just going to have to see what happens. You've got to let it all play out, haven't you? And whoever's in front of me, that's who I fight. Whoever the UFC send me a contract with their name on, that's who I fight. And that'll be whoever I fight next. Whoever the UFC send me a contract with their name on, I'll never turn a fight down.
Just a year ago, Paddy the Baddy Pimblett wasn't taken seriously as critics dismissed his title. Ambitions and fans simply enjoyed his charisma, exciting fights, and entertaining personality. But things have changed recently.
Obviously, we saw how I finished Dan Hooker in 2.5 minutes, and then a couple fights later, back up against the wall against Tony Ferguson, who was ranked. I thrive in these moments, and I believe Saturday night will be very similar to the last two.
From a cheerful die-hard Scouser with a funny accent, Paddy has transformed into a top-tier prospect. And now he has become one of the biggest names, not just in the lightweight division, but in the entire UFC. This guy poses a serious threat to the top lightweights and could very well become their worst nightmare. It is the perfect time to dive into the scary reality Paddy Pimblett brings to his opponents.
What's your name?
Paddy Pimblett.
Okay, do you have a fight nickname?
My coach calls me Paddy the Baddy Pimblett.
Paddy the Baddy.
Paddy Pimblett is a unique phenomenon in the world of mixed martial arts, and in just 2 years, he has managed to win the hearts of fans and get not only the entire lightweight division talking about him, but also some of the biggest names in the sport.
That's what you are. You're a little
Shut up, if not, I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna crash your face right here.
Do it then, you little fart.
Have another question?
Do it. Do it then, you little pussy. What? Do it. Do it. Come on, do something then. Do something, stand up. All you do, you'll do nothing. You'll do nothing, you little fart. Go and sit back down. Sit back down, you little pussy. Puta.
Comment on Colby Covington.
Fuck Colby Covington, lad, the little mushroom. Colby the snitch Covington. You can suck this.
With his over-the-top behavior, Paddy plays full-on mind games inside his opponents' heads. But he does not aim to humiliate, insult, or mock his rivals. His style is elegant, professional, and refined. Not sure what that means exactly. So let's dive deeper into the situation and rewind to his UFC debut. The experienced and seasoned Italian champion Luigi Vendramini was confident in himself and his abilities. Standing across from him was a typical Scouser who had somehow managed to become a regional promotion champion. A young skinny guy with a strange haircut did not seem like much of a threat to the brutal Italian stallion, but appearances can be deceiving. It took Paddy less than a round to destroy the Brazilian and effectively end his UFC career. That explosive knockout win was a loud global statement. A dangerous new predator had arrived in the lightweight division. And while his looks might be misleading and he enjoys dancing and goofing around inside the cage, Paddy is a serious threat.
You knew it was time to shine, yeah?
Yeah, always, lad. It's gotta be, it's gotta be.
Is that probably the perfect way to debut, you think?
Yeah, 100%. Either that or run out in 5 seconds, get a flying knee like Masvidal, but yeah, that was perfect. Showed everyone that I can come through adversity as well, because he did catch me with a nice left hook. I need to stop letting people punch me in the face, lad.
The former Cage Warriors champion had his second fight in the top promotion against a skilled and dangerous Mexican opponent. Vargas was confident he would easily defeat the cocky and self-assured upstart. He even managed to rock Pimblett early. On and the fight could have ended within seconds, but Paddy was not ready to lose. After weathering the storm, the Baddy swept his opponent's leg and took him down to the canvas with a classic trip. The Scouser's ground game was more than enough to lock in a ruthless rear naked choke that left Vargas helpless, but it was his next finish against Jordan Levitt that brought Paddy not just another highlight, but something much deeper. Going into that fight, Paddy had just buried his best friend who had taken his own life. Alongside the emotional burden, mental struggles, and the weight of personal loss the Scouser had to face a genuinely dangerous opponent in the cage.
When you walked out here, the energy was unbelievable. This crowd lost their mind. People would rather, I know I'd rather be making cry on my shoulder than go to his funeral next week. So please, let's get rid of this stigma and men start talking.
Having managed to overcome all the hardships, Paddy stepped into the cage and in typical fashion handled Jordan Levitt. His passionate and heartfelt post-fight speech turned him into a true star. Paddy's UFC career had already become a phenomenal success even without being ranked in the top 10. The public loved the Scouser as much as the reigning champion. Paddy managed to become something more than just a fighter. He became a childhood friend, a close champion, even family to the fans. No other fighter had ever achieved such a connection. But what is even more fascinating is that this very phenomenon became an integral part of Pimblett's mind games, the ones mentioned at the beginning. Just imagine the pressure a fighter faces when stepping into the cage against Paddy. The emotional weight, the hate from fans, and an entire arena rooting against you is enough to break you not just psychologically but morally. While other fighters rely on trash talk, charisma, or psychological warfare to gain mental edge, our hero simply needs to show up. This phenomenon was perfectly illustrated in Paddy's next fight. The seasoned and battle-hardened Jared Gordon simply could not handle the crowd pressure. The arena went wild with every shot Paddy landed, and the mental strain broke Gordon. That night Pimblett was operating on a whole different level. But if you think Paddy wins just because of fan support, you are deeply mistaken. Before Paddy could become a true top-tier contender, he had to face what was once the scariest, most brutal and blood-soaked barrier of them all. Tony Ferguson, at the peak of his career, used to break and destroy the best fighters in the lightweight division.
Work, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to have fun throughout the whole entire process. If you're not having fun, you're going to get old in this sport very fucking quick.
Tony Ferguson's an animal. Like that. He's the scariest guy at 155 in my word.
I agree.
In my world, because he don't get tired.
Yeah.
That Cowboy fight freaked me out. Cowboy looked like Tony had bricks in his gloves.
Yeah.
His face was all busted up. Tony didn't look like he had a scratch on him, and Tony wasn't even tired.
This wasn't just a throwaway fight against a washed-up veteran. Sure, Tony Ferguson was far from his prime. He was no longer a champion and was riding a losing streak, but he was still that boogeyman, even if a little rusty.
Your own country doesn't even like you, dude.
Lad, just because everyone likes you here, lad, it's going to be funny when you're on the floor asleep on Saturday night.
I don't even fucking care about you, dude.
I know you don't. I don't care about you. You're just another obstacle in the way, lad.
You care about me blocking you on Instagram. That's what you care about. You care about the most stupidest shit.
No, I don't.
I'm worried about everybody else.
You must care because you blocked me. I'm not that much of a little pussy to block someone on Instagram.
Many saw this fight as one last chance for Tony. According to the more optimistic predictions, Pimblett was being fed to the monster, and a win over a rising star could have boosted Ferguson's rankings, snapped his losing streak, and restored some of his former mystique. The idea of throwing Paddy into Ferguson's deep waters intrigued both fans and matchmakers alike. It was a win-win situation for the promotion. If Paddy managed to survive the deep waters of Ferguson, he would prove he truly belonged. Fighters who defeat former champions early in their careers usually have a bright and promising future ahead of them.
You've never seen your own blood.
Can't believe you've actually got a suit on, lad. Every other day you're like an 8-year-old what's just dressed himself for the first time.
Cut you up.
Look like a fucking idiot.
It's been a long fucking time since I brought the blades out, baby, and it's gonna fucking...
Bring the blades out then, lad. You said you've been gonna cut your last 6 opponents. You can't do fuck all against them because you're an old crab. Shut your mouth.
Son of a bitch. You have no fucking clue, kid. You're bringing the heat out of me right now on Saturday.
I know. I can't wait to bring the heat out of you. I hope the old Tony turns up.
Tony came in looking to teach the cocky youngster a lesson, and that night the crowd was hoping to witness the return of El Cucuy. But Paddy stayed calm, composed, and calculated. He avoided his opponent's traps and even managed to inflict serious damage on Ferguson. After a lightning-fast 1-2 combo from Pimblett, Tony hit the canvas, and Paddy went for a choke to finish the fight. Though he couldn't secure the submission, he dominated the round with a brutal display of ground and pound. In the second round, Tony found himself on the canvas once again. Fate played a cruel joke on him. And this time, it was Paddy dishing out the kind of beating Ferguson used to give his opponents in his prime. The ruthless Scouser was hammering Tony's head into the mat, and how Ferguson managed to endure those strikes is still a mystery. The third round was a savage and merciless continuation of the one-sided beatdown. Paddy did everything he could to finish the fight, but Ferguson's toughness and durability were beyond belief. Even while clearly broken, Tony kept trying to do something, but with every punch he threw, with every dangerous moment he created, Paddy took more and more control of the fight. In the end, the Scouser made one of the most feared fighters of the UFC's golden era look completely helpless.
Surprised that he got out that first round, yeah. Know what I mean? I hit him with some punches there, a lot of unanswered ones, and I thought that maybe the ref could have stepped in, but give Mark Smith his due, he's one of the best refs in the world, so, and Tony come back out in the second and third raring to go, so as I say, it could have been stopped, but it never, but I still won every round, and even though I'm a little bit disappointed to get the finish, I am happy with my performance at the same time.
Paddy Pimblett's next fight turned out to be a defining moment in his career. By this point, he was already considered a promising prospect, but another test awaited him. Bobby Green, who had just come off a win over Jim Miller, was proving that even at an advanced age, he could still check the toughness of rising stars. If you enjoy our videos, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it.